welcome back. Well, I'll pull this engine down now and get it ready for a rebuild, but thanks to those that have mentioned about the starter motor problem. And just to confirm, you can see here, there's the two teeth that I found inside the engine. 100% that's what's happened. There's an oil line here. You can see the wear and the damage, and this had all filings all around it. And what would have happened is this has just been destroyed, and this gear would have been too, I would say, and both were replaced. And those two teeth would have dropped into this area. They would have been just sitting here, and the engine, the top end was rebuilt, as I said. So I should clarify, it was only the top end that was rebuilt only one ride ago. And this would have been sitting here as a cornering, or at some point this wheel, most likely, or another gear has flicked this up, it's come around and it's landed right in that gap and wedged it up, and that's what caused the failure. I mean, it probably could have been worse, because if it got wedged in between these gears or the crank gears, it probably would have destroyed those gears. So very unlucky, really, but lucky for me. All right, I'll start off pulling down this engine. So that's the lube line. The starter clutch comes out, and then I take the first part of the selector fork out. So there's a couple of cert clips, and that one comes out. And then once that's out, I can remove the top gear set. Get that off. That should just come out, I would have thought. That's it. So the final drive comes out. Take the kickstart out. There's a bolt here that holds the gear selector drum. This is for second gear, so take this cover off. Alright, second gear. Hearing about second gear, so crazy not to pull this out. So it's just a cert clip. Oop. Now you might find it's a bit tight like this, and it's probably just hitting on the cert clip groove, so I just knock it out. There's a bit of wear. I'll have to sort that out, I think. Then there's a second washer on the inside. Goes basically there. So I'll have a look at that later. We'll sort it out. So remove the other gear selector forks, and that will then allow me to get the second gear set out. And there's a mounting bracket you'll see in a moment that needs to come off. A couple of other clips. And to remove that gear set, you do need to have second gear out, which is what I just showed you. The selector forks are numbered, so make sure if you do this, that you remember which way around they go. This is just taking off the mounting bracket for the gear set. There's a socket head bolt at the end of the gear set you need to take off, and the main gear sort of drops down and then it comes out. Whoa. Now you should probably do a better job than me marking things. I've done quite a few engines now, so I can sort of put them back together without too much of a problem. Now we've got a real mess on my hands. Good. We'll start from scratch. Clean this, paint it, degrease it. And we'll give this an absolute birthday. There's not much more under there, but you know, I'm going to do it properly. Alright, well there you go. Whole engine's apart. All I've got to do now is remember how it all goes back together. I should really get the manual. Anyways, next stage is degrease, paint it, lay it all out properly, remember where everything goes. I am going to do something with this second gear because it does look like it has been a little bit of a problem, so we'll sort that out and then I think it's good to go.
So I bought myself this degreasing station which works pretty good, so just take my time, degrease everything, hose it out and get it ready for painting. Obviously at this point you need to make sure absolutely everything is out, and then I blow it down with air just to make sure I don't leave any residual water in there. And look, to me, I think engines should be as clean as carby, so take your time, get it right, makes life a lot easier later. That's the top casing, same thing. Blow it out with air, as I said. I'll give it a bit of a sand down where I need to, clean all the inside, take the bearings out. Now you can see the bottom so dirty, so give this a good birthday. Cleans up pretty good actually. There we go. That's more like it. I clean off the residual head gasket and also get this head ready for a clean up. This is the oil intake strainer and you can see it's like I bought one. Much better. That's heat pre-paint I'm using. I just hit the sump on there just to make life easier because I need to paint that as well. As I say, it's degreased, it's sanded down, doesn't need a primer, it's all very easy. So I do the same thing with all the engine parts, getting them ready. And then as I do this, I actually put them back onto my bench and start laying things out. So I've got a clear picture of where everything's going to go. Now there's the oil sump, like brand new. This is the point where I start going through the bolts as well and just trying to lay them out exactly where they go. So there's everything pretty much ready for the next stage. In the next video what I'll do is I'll sort out the second gear problem and then after that I'll rebuild the engine.
Alright, so there's a couple of things I need to do. First repair is on the oil filter housing. I don't know what's gone on there. So rather than get a new one, there's nothing really wrong with it other than that. I'm going to machine that down and basically weld a new one on.
So I'll just machine it down to 8mm, put a thread on it. Do the internal thread on that nut, or make a nut out of that bolt head. And there's a thread on the strainer bolt itself. Putting the thread through the nut, screw it on, TIG weld it up, quick paint job, and it's like I bought one. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions, and I will see you in the next video.